Welcome to Shorty SuperCoach. Hope you guys are going well out there. We're going to take a look at the round. What are we talking about today? We got Mills, Prestia, J.Martin, McCarthy will be a very popular trade over the next couple of weeks. Darcy, Horn, Francis, when to launch those guys. Rouston got a mention in the live. People even talking about trading out Gorn. Wild scenes. But look, we've got to start with the apology to the Morrow community. On my Sunday review, I talked about the box of favourites and how Morrow just doesn't belong in there, and the feedback was strong. I didn't realise how many people actually worshipped the Morrow and had a lot of respect for it. So for anyone I may have offended, I am deeply sorry. But I guess I've got to just reassess my chocolate choices. But I haven't had a Morrow for ages. Like I would normally just get that box of favourites, totally ignore it. But after your feedback, next box of favourites, we'll give it a go. Fingers crossed, all good on the teams front. I just went down to the supermarket. I'm in like not really a new estate, but like there's still a fair bit of development going on in the area, and we just got a Woolworths put in. Anyway, I walked down there and got some stuff. And does anyone else find this really awkward, right? When you bump into someone at the shops, you don't see them very often. In fact, they're probably just a person from the past, but you catch up for a few minutes. Oh, what's been going on? You just kind of run that boring small talk. Anyway, that's not really the awkward bit. I don't mind that. I saw a mate that I went to primary school with him and bumped into him from time to time because he lives in the area. Maybe see him once every 6 to 9 months, you just bump into him at the shops. But the awkward bit is always when you bump into him at the shops, you have your chat. Anyway, mate, I'll catch you later. Good to see you. But then you run into him again. You walk past him down the same aisle, and it's just kind of like, what do you do? He's, hey, mate. He hit me with I'm back again. I was like, hey, yeah, catch you later, mate. Because he came up to me, and he was like, oh, mate, you big decisions. Because I was looking at my protein meals in the fridge. And he's like, oh, yeah, big decision there, mate. Takes a while. I'm like, yeah. I'm not ready for a bit of a chat. And he's like, we talked for a little bit. He's like, anyway, mate, I've got a basketball game to run to. So I thought he was gone. Next minute, boom. I see him down the aisle. We're just like, hey, mate. And then I saw him at the bloody checkout as well. I was like, nah, we're not going the triple here. We are just walking straight out of here. We're not interacting again. There's no need for this. You've got a basketball game. It's just funny, strange social interactions. But let me know if you ever cop any of those ones. But let's take a look at the sides. As always, fingers crossed we're all good. Hopefully, no surprise on the sub. Who's the sub here? Archie Perkins, the sub again. It's interesting. For a former top 10 pick, very interesting. But Cats, we knew DeConing was out. We knew Payne was out. That's a big game. Big game for the boys. Nothing. Oh, yikes. Mark Pitnett. What are you doing, bro? What are you doing? Get out of there, mate. I can only assume that's to help out DeConing up against Cherry, but I do not like that at all. Anyway, Roberts is back. Goulden comes in. That's an interesting one. Old mate Christian Moraes comes back in. He's no good to me anymore. Taru, we knew he was a fair chance to come in. Filippo back, Wilson back, a couple of youngsters. That's good to see. What have we got here? Obviously Sunday teams, these ones. We'll have to finalise those coming up. A couple of new guys, one for the Dogs, one for the Tigers. McAuliffe out injured. He's one that a few people would have had. And then, otherwise that all looks all pretty good. Bustlinger comes in. Not that we're sort of getting to that point where we're really finalising our teams completely. So, look, I think I'm honestly not too sure what I'm going to do this week. Like, the way I'm sort of looking at it, we need one more spot in the midfield, and that's going to be Bontempelli. We need one more spot in the forward line. That's going to be Horn Francis, and we need the flex. So, Vicentini, was he named on the bench, or what happened there? So obviously Sweet remains, but What was the split there with Jordan Sweet and Vicentini on the hit-outs? I'll be interested to see. It felt like Sweet got more. Yeah, Sweet got slightly more, but give or take a 50-50. So I guess my umming and ahhing is I sort of am just waiting for Bontempelli to drop, waiting for Horn Francis to drop a little bit. But unfortunately, the way he responded, he's not going to drop too much. Like, I was really hoping he just might come back a little slowly, maybe hit a 90 and a 110. But he's come back real hard with a 136. And look, break even to 131. You know, he could score 100 and drop to 475 or something, or he could just go bang and hit that break even. I think I'll wait a week because the way things are shaping up, I'm just trying to save any dollar anytime I can. So even 10, 20K can be helpful. I know it doesn't seem like much, but if you make those cuts over a few players, it can definitely help you, and times are tough. Going through, like Callum Mills, I think for me, Mills isn't coming into my side, but that's just because my backline's complete. Like, I just don't feel the need to bring him in. If it suits your side, like I had a few people going like Levi Ashcroft to Mills or Elijah Hewitt to Mills, and just base those guys on their break-evens. You know, Hewitt doesn't have to go yet. I think he's got a break-even around 40, but Levi Ashcroft, he does have to go break-even to like, I think it's about 100 now, but Callum Mills, probably the talk is, well, are we getting a premium at 350 or are we getting a stepping stone kind of cash generator at 350? It's been a while since he's dominated with that 116 and the 112. It's been quite a few years. I think he can be pretty respectable and give us 90s most weeks. The role looked a bit more halfback flank to me. Did he get in the guts? Where is he? So not really. So it's obviously a bit more halfback flank, but let's try and confirm that, which is fine. I mean, that is fine. Callum Mills, heat map, let's take it against Richmond. So yeah, got a fair bit of footy, halfback, cutting through the middle, most of it defensive side of the centre. So look, he's a bloke that's tried and true, a strong performer. Of course, he's missed a lot of footy. He will make money, though. Break even to 34. He's got the 100. He'll get rid of that 69 if he scores well again this week. So, look, I think he's going to make some cash. There's no doubt about that. The question is, you know, are you trying to get Mills in to step your way to maybe a Max Gawn or a big premium that you can't quite afford with some of these rookies who, you know, maybe you're just kind of going a Hewitt to a Mills and then a Mills to a Gawn, you know, trying to just two-step it like that, because sometimes finding 300k to go from a rookie to an absolute big dog premium is pretty hard to do. So I definitely get that logic. I don't mind the Mills inclusion at all. It just doesn't really fit, you know, my structure and what I need to do at the moment. And I'm also mindful that I'm on minimal trades, so I'm trying to just finalise this team without a stepping stone, but we'll wait and see. In terms of Dion Prestia, this just is a ridiculous inclusion in my opinion. Like, this man is as injury prone as they come, and he's 426k. If he was 330 or 340, all right, we've got a conversation to be had, but there have been times where he's fallen out of favour. It's not like he's just coming back and going to dominate consistently. He's had a great couple of weeks, of course, but it was only the last couple of years that he was kind of out of favour in that Richmond midfield. I'm not interested in it at all. Like, what are you trying to get out of this selection? Like, make 80 or 90k? I mean, it just doesn't feel like something I want to do at all. Like, he's come back, he's had good midfield time. That is true, but I mean, I don't know. I'm not trusting Dion Prestia, I'll tell you that much. Like, best case scenario, he keeps somewhat similar numbers around the 3-figure mark, can get you to 550 or be a handy option for the next month. But worst case is he pings a calf or a hammy and scores you 16. Like, it's very possible. I'm steering well clear of Dion Prestia. He's just not even that cheap. It doesn't make sense to me. And then we've got J.Martin for the Cats, which is a really interesting one because we've been crying out for a rookie, and all of a sudden J.Martin at 150k, just been plying his trade pretty slowly at the Cats, pops up, rolls in off half back, and just busts out a little 79. Very, very interesting. Uses the footy very nicely. 10 marks, just a lot of switch play. Not much contested stuff, but he's getting involved. What is it? Just, 3 contested, but 14 of his 15 disposals were effective. So very nice. But I'm not going to try and riddle the rookie roulette. I'm not going to try and solve that Rubik's Cube of rookies. It's been so hard to pick. We thought Pedler could be good. We thought Simpson could be good. And for different reasons, we thought Boxall started well. We thought Huswaite was looking good job security. Then it all changed. Look, we have been through the ringer with these guys. So if you need a rookie, I'm not going to talk you out of Martin. But what I will say is he will most definitely be managed in some way for the Cats. They're not going to take any risks on him. So if you do bring him in, don't be surprised and don't get frustrated if he starts as a sub one game or gets subbed off or gets managed in a couple of weeks. Don't be surprised about that. He could be a really handy cash cow. He could, but I'm happy to pass on him. Just with his injury history, just knowing how the Cats have approached Martin as a recruit, very cautious, and the way Geelong normally approach guys like this, they're more than happy to manage them out. I'm not even 100% sure that he's best 22, if I'm honest. He probably has to play good footy to stay in the team. So I don't know if we've got many guys absolutely coming back, but look, obviously De Koning's out for a while. Look, there's probably no one banging the door down to come back in, but he's definitely on the fringe. Could be a handy cash cow, but just a word of warning that he could most definitely be managed at some point. Tom McCarthy's been fantastic for us. A lot of people bringing him in this week, just trying to, get that downgrade cash. But obviously there's no rush. There's 2 ways of looking at it. You can just get him in now, lock him away, safe in the knowledge that, he's going to make plenty of cash and be a handy option for us. Or probably myself, I'm going to wait until he's right on the bubble because I'm probably looking at an Angus Clark downgrade to him, who I just need to give me a couple of 60s. I just need a 60 plus from him. I just need him to get to 240 would be nice. I just need something from Clark tonight. Just please, mate, give me a 60 plus, please, just to give me a 150k downgrade to McCarthy, because every penny is going to count. There's no doubt about that. But McCarthy's come in at a very good time for us. Darcy and Horne-Francis, it's pretty simple for me. I think Horne-Francis could come in now, and we touched on him before. He could definitely hit his break even, so I can understand why you'd bring him in. Darcy, I'm a hold on. Look, definitely look to bring him in for sure, but it's a break even of 147. He has missed a lot of footy. He is a key forward. I know he's a freak. He's a different beast. Don't get me wrong, but I'd be happy to just give him one more week. Give him one more week after a big layoff from footy. Sometimes that second week back's tougher than the first when they're full fresh. And a break even of 147, there's no need to rush at him. So these guys aren't going anywhere in price. They might drop 10 or 20k. They might hit their break evens, who knows. But they're not going anywhere upward in their price. So you can certainly plan to bring them in the next couple of weeks or this week, whatever sort of floats your boat. Harry Rowston, I'm not really keen on him. Look, job security I don't feel is great. Where's he been named? So is he on the extended bench? So Rowston, he'd have to still be named. But he was just brought up a few times. I think we need a better option than this. It's not for me. One thing that was strange in the lives were people talking about trading out Max Gawn and other sort of Premos. It was discussed, because we're so light on cash, do we trade out a Gawn who's got the buy, look to bring him back in? Absolute crazy talk. Do not trade out these super premiums. You may not get them back. Do not do that at all. That's as simple with it as I can be. You don't want to trade out the golden goose, mate, because you might make some cash there and then, but you're just going to want to try and bring them back, and that can be a headache, getting the big dogs back. So if you've got them, I'm doing everything I can to get Gawn in the side. If you've got him, don't trade him out. Goodness me. In terms of the captaincy, I'm half tempted, as you can see, to chuck it on Sarong tonight, because I'm I'm thinking about Holmes, but surely Dunkley goes to Holmes with the form he's been in. I'm thinking about Smith, but he had a slight concern with that hamstring. I don't know, I'm half tempted with Smith. And then, Butters, he's playing James Jordan. Dacos, hasn't been in great form. He's got Marcus Windhager. Zach Merritt hasn't been flying. Sinclair's pretty safe bet. Dale's a safe bet, but probably don't have the ceiling. So I think I'll go Caleb Sarong. It's an absolute mud heap over there in WA Bowl Reports. Really wet. Had the State of Origin on it. So I'm feeling like there could be a lot of contested possession, a lot of tackle opportunities. And he's one of their best tacklers, and he's definitely their best contested ball player. Was in good form last week as well. And Tristan Cherry comes up, against a tough opposition with 2 quality ruckmen at Carlton. So I wouldn't mind at least a 130 from Sarong, but I also feel comfortable backing in Cherry as well. So, that's pretty much the way we're looking at it. Eventually, a bit of a luxury trade for Will Ashcroft or Luke Davies-Uniacke, whichever is in worse a form will be traded. That's probably going to be my key to getting gone. Flex, I'm probably just going to maybe look at whether it's a Sam Darcy. I'm hoping maybe just a Brayshaw or a Tom Green can just chuck in an 80 or an 85 would be nice. Try and snap them up a little cheaper. But, yeah, I'll just try and pick off a slightly fallen premium, but hopeful of getting a decent premium still for the flex. Probably going to be a midfielder. We'll wait and see. But, anyway, I'll talk to you guys soon. Good luck for the week. And, chat to you later. Cheers.